Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me. The Incredible Peppa Pig Collection. 50 Peppa Storybooks. Every day we will read 2 Peppa Pig books. Which books shall we read today? Peppa Pig, Grampy Rabbit's Hovercraft, and Peppa Pig, Grandpa Pig's Boat. Grampy Rabbit's Hovercraft. Grandpa Pig wants to take Peppa and George out on his boat, but it has sunk. Can Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft zoom to the rescue? Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft. Grandpa Pig is taking Peppa and George out for the first time on his sailing boat. "Hello, old bean," says Mr. Stallion. "Grandpa, that man just called you an old bean," cries Peppa. "It's another way of saying old friend," says Grandpa Pig. "Now, where did I leave my boat?" says Grandpa Pig. "What does your boat look like, Grandpa?" asks Peppa. "It has a little red flag on top of the mast," says Grandpa Pig. "Like that little flag?" asks Peppa. "Oh dear, Grandpa Pig's sailing boat has sunk." Here is Grampy Rabbit on his hovercraft. Vroom! Grampy Rabbit zooms past the boats. Vroom! "What is that monstrosity?" asks Mr. Stallion. "Is it allowed at the sailing club?" asks Mrs. Corgi. Grampy Rabbit reaches Peppa and George. "Hello," shouts Grampy Rabbit. "What a marvellous day for sailing." "Hello, Grampy Rabbit," says Peppa. "Grandpa Pig, you look sad," says Grampy Rabbit. "What's the matter?" "We can't go sailing because our boat has sunk," says Peppa. "Why don't you hop on to my hovercraft?" suggests Grampy Rabbit. "You can't drive that thing around here," says Grandpa Pig. "You're not a member of the sailing club." "Well, you're a member, aren't you?" replies Grampy Rabbit. "So I'm sure it will be perfectly fine." Peppa, George and Grandpa Pig board Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft. "Hold on to your hats," shouts Grampy Rabbit as they zoom across the sea. Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft can go on land and water. Vroom! Mr. Stallion and Mrs. Corgi are enjoying a peaceful day sailing. "Oh, what's that horrible noise?" cries Mrs. Corgi. "It's that monstrosity again," says Mr. Stallion. "Whoopee! Ha ha!" says Grampy Rabbit. Vroom! Grampy Rabbit stops off at the Sailing Club cafe to get some juice. "This is the life, eh?" says Grampy Rabbit. "The sea and the sky and the boats sailing by." "But the boats are not sailing by, Grampy Rabbit," says Peppa. "There's no wind," says Grandpa Pig. "Without wind, sailing boats can't sail." Suddenly they hear voices calling for help. "It's Mr. Stallion and Mrs. Corgi. We need to rescue them, Grampy Rabbit," says Peppa. Grampy Rabbit zooms towards the shouting. "Ahoy there," he calls. "We can't get back to the dock without the wind," says Mrs. Corgi. "Toss me a line and I'll tow you back in," says Grampy Rabbit. Vroom! Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft tows the sailing boats back to shore. We're towing the boats to shore, we're towing the boats to shore, sings Grampy Rabbit. Vroom! We're towing the boats to the car park, towing the boats to be parked, sings Grampy Rabbit. Now you don't have so far to walk to your cars. But sailing boats don't go on land like hovercrafts, gasps Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig, who is your friend? Asks Mr. Stallion. We must thank him for rescuing us. His name is Grampy Rabbit, replies Grandpa Pig. Grampy Rabbit, delighted to meet you, old bean, says Mr. Stallion. You too, old bean, replies Grampy Rabbit. Hee hee, ha ha. Peppa Pig, Grandpa Pig's boat. Peppa and George are on a boat trip with Granny and Grandpa Pig when they meet Danny Dog and Grandad Dog. Who will win the race along the river? Grandpa Pig's boat. Grandpa Pig is taking Peppa and George out for a day on the river. I'm the captain of this boat, says Grandpa Pig. Granny Pig, Peppa and George all salute Grandpa Pig. Aye, aye, Captain, they cry. When I tell you all to do something, you must do it, says Grandpa Pig. Unless it is something silly, Granny Pig tells Peppa and George. Grandpa Pig frowns. The captain never says anything silly. Of course not, Captain, says Granny Pig, saluting. Everyone does what Grandpa Pig says. He asks George to raise the flag and Granny Pig to take the wheel. Then Grandpa Pig tells Peppa to ring the bell. Ding! Ding! Hee hee! Off they go! The boat speeds through the water. Granny Pig thinks they should go a bit slower. Good idea, Granny Pig, says Grandpa Pig. I don't want to use up all my petrol. Peppa spots another boat. It's Grandad Dog. He's taking Danny Dog out for a day on the river. Grandad Dog is Grandpa Pig's very best friend. Ho ho! I'm surprised your boat is still afloat, Grandad Dog. It must be almost as old as you are, says Grandpa Pig. Ruff! This old boat can go faster than your rusty bucket any day, replies Grandad Dog. Grandpa Pig is not happy. He calls Grandad Dog a sea dog. Grandad Dog calls Grandpa Pig a water hog. You are both acting like little children, cries Granny Pig. Peppa and George think this is funny. Grandpa Pig won't say sorry. Grandad Dog won't say sorry. They decide to race instead. Grandad Dog zooms off. Catch me if you can, water hog, says Grandad Dog. Grandpa Pig is not happy. Sea dog, shouts Grandpa Pig. Chug, chug. Grandpa Pig overtakes Grandad Dog and leaves him far behind. Can't catch me, ha ha ha, says Grandpa Pig. I win. Oh no, my boat has run out of petrol, cries Grandpa Pig. Maybe I did go a bit too fast. Maybe Grandad Dog can tow us home, suggests Granny Pig. I do not want him to, says Grandpa Pig. Will you two ever grow up? Sighs Granny Pig. Grandpa, say sorry to Grandad Dog, says Peppa. Grandad, say sorry to Grandpa Pig, says Danny. Finally, they both say sorry. Grandad Dog is Grandpa Pig's very best friend. Grandad Dog tows Grandpa Pig's boat home. The main thing is, I won the race, Grandpa Pig says to Peppa. Grandpa Pig, cries Granny Pig. Silly Grandpa Pig. Tomorrow we will be reading Peppa Pig, Grandpa Pig's Computer, and Peppa Pig, Grandpa Pig's Greenhouse. See you tomorrow, friends.